Hello everybody, Brad Johnson here. I am at Siskiyou Lake, and behind me you'll see Mount Shasta. And as we arrived, we thought this would be a perfect spot to do a Adronis transmission, as one of my reasons for coming down to Mount Shasta was to have an event that of course unfortunately didn't pan out, so I thought I would just do it in video form, and I would bring Adronis in and he can talk a little bit more about the Mount Shasta experience. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring Adronis in. It'll just take me a moment to get into the state. He'll come through and he'll talk more about Mount Shasta, have a lot of detail to share. So I'll be one moment as I go ahead and begin the transmission. Here we go. We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We will share insight as it pertains to the Mount Shasta experience as it is defined through this interaction. You have to understand that Mount Shasta has been a haven for both on-world and off-world cultures for many thousands and thousands of years. In fact, it was your own Native American culture that knew this quite well. They would inform, especially travelers, that would come upon their lands to make sure that they are quite respectable to all of the beauty of the forests, the beauty of the greenery that you see all around you. For Mount Shasta stands alone in its own solitary mastery as a gateway to both interdimensional and off-world interactions of other beings coming to and fro. And through this coming to and fro, you will notice that there will be certain spacecraft that even you have discovered, for those of you who have been to Mount Shasta, who have been around the mountain itself. You will notice that from time to time you may actually see ships coming and going, appearing and disappearing. You may also notice that quite a few of you may have detected certain types of beings that you are not familiar with at all, coming and going, coming and going. Well, again, this all has to do with the splendor, with the natural energetics that Mount Shasta has as a ley line intersection point. Looking at the ley lines of your planet and seeing how they intersect as a node. And it is this very node here to which Mount Shasta herself represents. You would also understand that Mount Shasta as well is a house relating to certain inner earth civilizations as well too. Some of you have referred to a particular type of human race known as the Telosians that do exist underneath Mount Shasta. This would be correct. In fact, many of them actually have, shall we say, vaults contained inside the mountain itself. So there is indeed installations that exist within and below Mount Shasta altogether. Not only that, but you will discover that there are many other different forms of caverns, caves, that go deeper, and basically these are veins that go deeper into the bowels of Mount Shasta, to which they also house other particular forms of life, whether it be reptilian or insectoid or what have you. Mount Shasta herself has been a crown jewel for your land of what you term as California or even North America for many, many thousands of years. It has been something that has been seeded for millions of years, because many of the civilizations that exist underneath the mountain and within the mountain have been there for a great deal of time, well within the millions of years. So even humanity has not been able to see the splendor that exists within and below the mountain itself. It has been kept secret for a very, very long time. When you decide to interact together with the mountain, state your intention before you decide to venture up the mountain itself. State your intention because it is important that you form that bond with Mount Shasta. She will ensure that you will have a safe journey throughout her mountainside. Should you decide to climb to the top of Mount Shasta, inform Mount Shasta of what your intentions are. And through that particular heart-centered intention, you will notice that Mount Shasta will treat you like one of her children and ensure that you will get to the destination that you have implied through yourself to get to. So, as we have stated, not only are there off-worlders who have, again, created installations within Mount Shasta because of her energetics, not only are there other beings that reside around Mount Shasta, such as the Sasquatch, such as, again, interdimensional beings that can be humanoid or even non-humanoid as well, insectoids, reptilians, but again, it is your own culture that has a familiarity with what is contained in Mount Shasta pertaining to fountains of youth. In fact, this is why Mount Shasta was being chosen as a particular stronghold and installation for so long. That if you know how to harness her magnetics, you can actually reverse your age. There is a fountain of youth quality relating to Mount Shasta as well that humans have not yet discovered. But for those in that sense who may know the secrets of harnessing the magnetic energy that again is prolific throughout the mountain, and you are able to bring that into yourself over time through continual exposure, you will notice not only will you have a youthening effect, a fountain of youth taking place, you will notice that enhancements internally will take place within yourself. In fact, those who live very close to Mount Shasta over the years will notice that they will have certain extrasensory perception abilities greatly strengthened to a higher degree. The mountain offers this gift. For those, again, who work together with her, that you are respecting her, that you are respecting the life that surrounds her, that you are respecting all forms of life around her. So when you decide to come to Mount Shasta, when you are at the base of the mountain, place your hand upon the land, talk to the mother, inform her of what your intentions are, and with that heart interlocking, you will have indeed grand experiences. It is fundamentally true that there are those who have climbed Mount Shasta not to be seen again. Adronis, what is that all about? Well, you have to understand again that Mount Shasta represents a portal. She is a gateway. And that everything representing her at particular times can function like honeycombs. They're like honeycomb gateways, where you can again venture to one area and then not be seen from that particular side of the earth that you are on. You are basically shifting yourself into a different dimension, another dimensional earth. Now this happens at infrequent times. They are somewhat sporadic in that way, and they cannot always be predicted. It all has to do again with dimensional orbiting. By that we mean that these doorways open at certain infrequent amounts of time. They are not really predictable. There are also artificialized gateways that can therefore activate to where other beings can come to and fro those particular gates as well. This is why we say it is important that you are placing your hand upon the mother, informing her of your journey so that you have a safe journey throughout her mountainside to wherever it is you wish to go. Whether you are doing this simply for the idea of, in a way, pleasant trips, or through the idea of linear activity, or again, part of your own inner journey to explore the mountain. Have your hand upon the mountainside. Let the mother know exactly what your intentions are. Talk to the mother. Let her bask you with her pure magnetic medicine. And this is also what can create profound healing effects upon yourselves as well. There is a great deal more that we can always share pertaining to Mount Shasta, but we are giving you a brief overview of what the mountain herself represents. We will now go ahead and conclude this transmission. I am Adronis of Sirius. We will speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Goodbye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also etherics.co. And through Etherics, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through Etherics. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on Etherics as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on Etherics. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti 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 Namaskar, and may it be well with you.